Okay, I'm talking with Robert Rush, R-U-S-H, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see, Robert. Let me ask you first of all, where were you born?
Riverdale, Illinois.
And then where did you, or when did you come to Carroll County? Or about when, if you know?
Mid-80s.
And how old were you then?
23.
23?
Yeah.
So you didn't go to school at Mackley?
Yeah, I went to school at Mackley a couple years.
Well, how old were you then?
About 12 then.
Well, so, I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was here and there. And
okay.
I went to school,
well,
Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Illinois.
But you did go to school
Kentucky.
some in Carroll County, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
At what?
McLemoresville.
McLemoresville, about
third grade.
Third grade?
Yeah.
And then you went back where?
To Mississippi.
So you lived in several states?
Yes, sir.
And why is that, Robert? Just tell me why.
Well, my mom and dad divorced. My mom worked on a riverboat, and she's home 30 days and gone 30 days.
So
why
I
was passed around from this family member to the next.
I see, okay. And so what about your dad during that time? As a youngster, I'm talking about.
Well, he never was around till I was about 10. Never did come back around till I was around 10.
And why was that?
I guess he cared.
And so what, how did you feel about school growing up since you went from one school?
I'd like school.
You liked school?
Yeah.
And what grade did you tell me you finished?
I finished the 7th grade and went about 4 days of 8th.
And why did you, I think you told me you got in trouble or somebody?
Yeah, I got in a fight with 2 boys. One of them stabbed me in the hand, and they was going to paddle me for it, and I didn't start the fight. All I done was finish it.
Okay, so then you just quit school?
Yep. Went to work at the sawmill.
And then you went to what?
Went to work in the sawmill.
So how old were you then? About? You
15.
About 15?
Yep.
14 or 15?
14 or 15.
And where was that?
In Mississippi.
Well, how was your experience with the sawmill?
Hard work.
Hard work. And what did you do after that?
I got started into carpenter work.
Where was that?
In Alabama.
And so how did you like that?
Oh, I like carpenter work.
Now, if you, how many brothers and sisters did you have?
3 older brothers and 2 older sisters.
And did you all get along pretty well? Or?
Oh, they whooped the far out of me all the time.
Were you the youngest?
Yeah.
I see.
Up until I got big enough to pick up something.
And so, do you see them much now? Or
oh yeah, we all get along now.
All right, now going back to, if you remember any of this, as I say, the primary purpose, I think, of this interview, I left my notes at home, was to find out what their life's ambitions were when they were young.
Race car driver.
Do what?
Race car driver.
You wanted to be a race car driver.
Yep.
Okay, can you tell me why?
I don't know. I always liked race cars.
Did you go to races or something?
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
where did you go to races? Just in where you lived?
Yeah.
So like a NASCAR, is that what you're talking about?
Drag races.
Drag races.
Yep.
Okay. And so did you ever get to do that or
No.
not?
I've been down the track at 120 mile an hour. I mean 220.
You've been what?
I've been in a car running 220.
Just on the highway or what?
No, on the race car track.
On the race car track?
Yep. I wasn't driving. Wallace Barton, one of my step cousins.
You going how fast now?
220.
220 miles an hour?
Yep.
Now, Robert, you seem to be an honest man. You mean 120 or?
220.
220.
This
okay.
is a
okay.
jet car. Jet car.
Okay.
Jet funny car.
So, well, how have you then? You didn't get to go into racing, and did you enjoy, or do you enjoy, or at one time doing carpentry work, or not?
Oh yeah, I still do.
Still enjoy it.
Still enjoy it.
And so, how's your family life been over the years? Would you characterize that as?
Well, I've always had a loving mother. I can say that.
Yeah.
My father, he's just the type of person, we call him a wheel butt, you know.
What does that mean?
That means that he just shut up. If he's watching TV or watching wrestling, shut up, he ain't got time for you. He's still that way.
Now, does he still live with your mother or not?
No, they've been divorced since I was 5-year-old.
Do you ever see your father, or?
Every once in a while, a funeral or something.
Well, if you had to do things over again, what would you do differently about your choices?
I'd have listened to Mama and I'd stayed in school.
You would have stayed in school.
Yes, I would have.
And would you like to, any other career or anything that you would maybe have liked to have pursued other than carpentry work or racing? Anything else that's appealed to you, or are those the two things?
That's about it. That's
That's
about all
about
I've
it?
ever done.
And so
Used to want to open up a barbecue joint, but had
That's
thoughts of that.
that's pretty hard work.
Yep.
Now, as far as anybody, any athlete or any, well, anybody that you've sort of looked up to or admired, you know, some baseball player or government leader, has there ever been anybody that you particularly wanted to be like, a Dale Earnhardt or whomever? Not
No,
anybody
not
that you
really.
think of?
Not that I can think of. Wouldn't
Well,
mind being a boxer.
do I?
Wouldn't have mind being a boxer when I was younger.
A boxer.
They said I had it.
So you like to fight, well, excuse me.
Well, I had to.
You had to fight.
I had to fight when I was growing up. Had to.
What do you mean by that?
When you passed around from school to school, you know what I'm saying, it's pretty rough. It's hard to make new friends about every year.
So they picked on you, some of them,
Well,
some of the older guys.
Well, you know, they'd gang up on you and stuff, and you just had to let them know that you wasn't going to take their crap.
Was there some particular boy that you remember
Oh, I've
that
been
was a bully or anything like that?
a bunch of them.
Bunch of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think of these other questions, and for the life of me, as I say, I've got them written down. I can't remember what they are, but anyway, thank you, Robert.
You're welcome.